Doherty is an English singer-songwriter, actor, poet, writer and artist. He was born in Hexham, which is just up the road from me here in Northumberland. In 1997, together with some other people, he formed the Libertines and became quite famous for public bad behaviour. He was dropped for a while from the Libertines, but not for very long, and then they took an extended break. They are back together now and have been for a while. He's also been in the band Baby Shambles, which existed in the break from the Libertines, but he's also now in the band Pete Doherty and the Puta Madras since 2016. He has also had solo billing and released solo albums. He is known for having had a lifelong struggle with substance addictions and run-ins with the law. Hi, my name's Dan. This was Peter Doherty's first solo album, and it's my first encounter with him. Although I had heard of him, I don't think I know of any of his music. I certainly wouldn't be able to identify it. However, I was a bit surprised by it because my assumption was that he was, I know him as somewhat of a bad boy. And the music, this album doesn't really fit somehow with that image. I'm not really sure why. So I would definitely describe it as singer-songwriter. There's quite a bit of acoustic guitar, but there's also things like, obviously band instruments, but things like strings and other orchestral instruments in here. Musically, it's quite straightforward, but still quite engaging. It's got quite a lightness to it. And in fact, overall, the lightness is the thing that surprised me. There's some interesting effects and textures, and I would say the music's nicely played. It's it's nicely put together. It's not unusual for singer-songwriter for the fact that it's got a variety of styles going on. There's kind of maybe a hint of French chanson going on here as well. Singing, so I didn't know his voice, but now that I've listened to this album a couple of times, I'm able to tell you his voice is quite distinctive. He's got a particular way of pronunciation, as if he's got his mouth together, or maybe a bit like his R's are a bit like half W's, so that, for example, the word rain, I would say rain, and he might say rain. So it's subtly different, but it comes through in the singing. So it's curious, and he's got a little crack in his voice, so a little bit of that kind of slight croaky burr in there, which makes him sound vulnerable, and he's got some nice expression in what he's singing. It actually sounds like he's smiling quite a bit when he's singing, which is interesting. The songs actually pretty good. I would say they're well written. There's kind of erudite and observational, but not smug. Again, there's this kind of instantly apparent lightness to the whole thing. It's nicely written in the main, definitely. But there is a little bit of a kind of melancholy to it. Some of that is just the instruments and the sounds used. But some of that is obviously the singing, but some of it is the words as well. And there's actually a hint of darkness in there. And as you listen, there's some bits that are more challenging, which is interesting. And as I said before, there's an almost Gallic feel to it at times. Just the kind of tenor and tone of it, I would say. I'm not sure I can identify why I say that. As I listened the second time, so I usually listen twice to an album when I'm reviewing it, I definitely recognise bits from the first listen. Yeah, generally I quite liked it. So that's what I think of this album. It's a kind of, mild positive goodness. I'd love to know what you think. So please do tell me by leaving me a comment. And that's it from me for now.
I am the rain, held in disdain. Notions and potions just add to my fame. The right night in Spain, I fall on the plain. Truth is I'm ruthless, I can't be caught.